What's up, everybody? It's your boy Scummy Rebel here, and Activision Blizzard just announced that in the second quarter of 2019 that they made $800 million in microtransactions. What the fuck?
Drank beer, liked beer, still like beer.
How's everybody doing today? So if you haven't heard, Activision Blizzard released their second quarter report, and they made a total of roughly $1,396,000,000. Jesus, did they even release any games in Q2? Let me check. Yes, they did. Crash Team Racing came out at the end of June and ended pretty well. Yet out of the $1.396 billion in profit, and that is listed as net revenue or net income, which for anyone who doesn't understand business lingo, net basically means minus costs. So they made $1.4 billion after taking into account employees, taxes, production, all that. Pure profit. $596 million is from what I can only assume to be actual game sales, and I don't know if World of Warcraft memberships, maybe, but $800 million was from microtransactions. Their profits were down from last year's second quarter of $1.64 billion, but higher than they assumed with at $1.315 billion. So they only did $81 million better than they thought. And this is a multi-billion-dollar company. $81 million. They barely squeezed by there. Just barely. But seriously, $800 million, albeit that's across all titles. And the way some people are talking about it, making videos, I honestly assumed Activision made $800 million in Black Ops 4 alone. But that includes Overwatch, Candy Crush, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, and every other past Call of Duty anyone puts any money into. So I would like to see how much people are actually spending on Black Ops 4 microtransactions alone. But as far as I can tell, that hasn't been specified. Now, if they reported a loss and just gave out these numbers, it'd be a little telling of things to come. But those numbers, along with the fact that in their eyes, that these greedy microtransactions are more profitable. Quote, Black Ops saw a year-over-year increase in net bookings from in-game items compared to its predecessor, World War II. Well, Jesus Christ, Sherlock, I wonder why. Could it be because in World War II they didn't have greedy microtransactions that locked new weapons behind a paywall? Could it be that Black Ops 4 has game-changing weapons locked behind a random number generator that tricks weak-willed people into feeling like they have no choice but to drop $40 on a new tier and $19 for a new outfit and maybe like $8 a day on supply drops because they really want that one super overpowered weapon that they haven't gotten yet? Could that have anything to do with it? But regardless of the why, the result was more money. And now, I'll be damned if Activision doesn't add this or an even more horrendous version of microtransactions into Modern Warfare. They think people like them because people buy them. And I don't know anyone who buys them or likes them. I see some blame YouTubers, for buying some, but nothing, let's face it, nothing is as bad as these knives only spending $400 to get a ballistic knife. That was terrible. But still, all you see online is COD YouTubers talking about how bad microtransactions have made this game. Now, I don't talk about microtransactions too much, only when they're blatantly bad. But when I do talk about them, I always mention that I never buy them, ever. I have like 2,100 COD points in Black Ops 4 because I got 1,000 for free with the pre-order. And I don't know, they ended up giving me another 1,100 for something. I guess they screwed me over on something and just felt like they had to recoup me, but I don't know. I haven't spent any of it. And I'll probably wait to spend it in Modern Warfare because I feel like I'll enjoy that game more. I bought microtransactions once in Fallout Shelter, but they had a sell, and I played that game a lot. And everything I did up to then was 100% free. So I shoot them a $5 and keep enjoying it. I will say, though, that without the Season Pass and the maps being released for free to everyone, I'll be a little more willing to buy something in the shop. I mean, Call of Duty is a $60 game that I play at least 5 to 10 times longer than any other $60 game I buy. Let's look at Uncharted or Kingdom Hearts. Maybe 35 to 50 hours in the most recent games. Fallout or Skyrim, easy 100 hours, maybe up to 150, and that's per playthrough, so that's a lot. Call of Duty is always a 10 to 12 days of playtime thing. I enjoy it, so I play it a lot. It's the nature of the game. I saw it as standard for COD to be $110 because the season pass and how long I'm playing it, it was worth it. So if I pay $60 and no more, I might be willing to spend an extra $50 over the course of the game. But that would also rely on microtransactions being, I don't know, somewhere not in the realm of totally kleptomanic. I don't think that's a real word, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. And honestly, if they did it right, they could get some people's money without pissing off every COD YouTuber. Well, how could they do that, Rebel? Well, I'm glad you asked. World War II's way of giving new weapons was good. A little too good for their own good. I was able to get almost every new weapon day one. Sometimes I'd have to pick a weapon to get later, but with armory credits and supply drops, I was able to get a lot right when it came out. I'd say their one mistake was only having supply drops for sale. I didn't see the point in gambling. But if there was a sick weapon variant I wanted, and it was in the shop, I might buy it. Maybe. If it's cool enough and in my eyes worth the cost, maybe like $8 for a super awesome heroic variant for a gun that I use all the time. That might seem slightly reasonable. Probably wouldn't spend higher than that though. But when you release new weapons and the only way to get them is paying $40 per tier of skips to get an ultra weapon bribe, that's bound to fail. After the first time and I, buy it and get an OP weapon like the ballistic knife, then next month it's the Peacekeeper. Somebody buys that and shits all over me in the lobby. I get pissed and play less. Next month comes the S6 Stingray, which is even more OP. Now, I could spend $40 trying to get the Stingray. Let's say I get the Peacekeeper. Then I continue to get wrecked by the Stingray. There's no end to it, and all it does is piss people off. While getting a few sweaty tryhards to drop money every month just to pub stomp. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how to fix this or what we can do. Avoid buying them. But then someone will just take your place while Activision tries to recoup its loss by locking OP weapons behind a paywall. Now, yeah, you avoided buying greedy microtransactions, but you're getting a pooper pushing by a pub stomping G-Fueled mix with Adderall taking 360 no scope in World League, YouTube, and scuff using creator code on Fortnite given tryhard. And honestly, how the hell is that fun? And that's going to wrap this one up. Thanks for watching. Drop a like if you enjoy me. Yeah, I don't really care if you enjoyed the video or not. I mean, I hope so, but yeah, I don't know. Smash the sub button if you haven't already. And if you decide to unsubscribe, please let me know why. Otherwise, it's just super confusing and it just makes me a little sad. I can't change if I don't know what people don't like. And yeah, I've been your boy Rebel, not spending a dime more on Black Ops 4. Maybe Modern Warfare will be better, but honestly, who the hell knows? And until next time, peace.
Dissidents, the politicians on the gives me cash. Cause taxation is theft, and I'll speak it to my final breath. Yo, and at best, maybe it's extortion. Incompetent lackeys.